If it's one thing I hate in society is religious people, especially Christians. You know, I grew up raised by Christians and they are very toxic. They're liars, they're very narcissistic, and they teach narcissism. Um, do you know how much of a liar that these people are? And there's so many of them that you fail to pay attention to what it is because it's popular. When something's popular and when people promote it so much, you become immune to holding it accountable. And religion has gone on for thousands and thousands of years. So I'm going to sound crazy saying this stuff, but people ignore it. And it's an obvious problem that people do not realize. And I want to talk about Satanism as well. Personally, I do not believe in any of this shit. I was raised by Christians. I heard it all. I've seen it all. I've taken notes on these people. Literal notes. I am studying these people. So I can prove with receipts. I have officially, let me look at this. I have officially 21 personal interactions and observations online of the craziest, most inconsistent things that Christians and believers have said to me that do not make sense and is very inconsistent. I have 21 reasons why you should never, ever take advice or listen to a believer. And Satanists either. I have good advice on why you should not be religious at all. Live life the way you want. Satanists, honestly, Christians are more annoying than Satanists because I've never, ever experienced a Satanist walking up to me saying, hey, you want to serve Satan? Satanists, I barely see any of them. Barely. So Christians are way more annoying. And their belief system is so cluttered. It is annoying. It does not make sense. It is very, very hypocritical. Do you understand how hypocritical the Bible is? They cherry pick the Bible. They cherry pick the Bible and they feed you what they cherry picked in the church. All they tell you is what they want you to hear. The church literally wants to keep you on your knees begging, to keep you away from your purpose. I literally hate this belief system. I hate what they promote. I hate the idea of Jesus. And before you tell me this, you know, when I say I hate Jesus and I hate God and I hate this idea of what they're trying to promote, they always say, oh, you clearly believe in God because you hate Jesus. You know, I hate Jesus the same way I hate certain characters in comics. You know how the Bible works? Do you know how often the Bible has changed over the years? Look at this. There is over 200 different versions of the Bible. There's over 200 different versions of the Bible. There is literally multiple different versions of comics. That is the exact way I see the Bible. It's just another fucking comic book that people take seriously in real life. Do you see the difference? One is taken seriously, the other is not taken seriously, but they're literally the same. There's different versions of the Bible. There's different versions of comics. What the fuck? There's multiple different versions of Spider-Man, multiple different versions of Jesus. They're all fictional. One is more historical, but it's still fiction. Just because it's older doesn't mean it's real. I don't care what proof you have because you can't prove. Nobody's proving this shit. I hate Jesus the same way I hate Taskmaster on Black Widow. Does that make Taskmaster real because I hate the character? No. You're going to look at me like I'm crazy when I say I hate Taskmaster. Oh, it's not real. But you say, people tell me, oh, you obviously believe in Jesus because you hate him. I hate Jesus the same way I hate this version of Taskmaster. I hate Jesus and God the same way I hate this version of The Flash, Ezra Miller. I hate Jesus and God the same way I hate Brainiac on Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. But that's different. That's different. That's different. I already know what to expect from believers. In fact, I call these people, I don't even want to call them Christians. I call them GBBRs. God-believing Bible readers. That's what I call them now. Promoting their narcissistic beliefs, trying to lure you into their system, and judging you based off of their personal beliefs. I call them GBBRs, God-believing Bible readers. I don't believe in any of that shit. I'm gonna live life the way I fucking want to, and nobody's gonna tell me otherwise. Who are you to tell me how I'm supposed to live my life? Nobody can tell you what type of man or woman you're supposed to be. You know what I hate most about Christians, bro? They create problems that don't exist to try and be some sort of savior to your life. They create problems that don't exist for you to make it seem like you need a savior, bro. They're not paying your bills. They're not paying your bills. In fact, the church is a bill. A bill that you pay while you're on your knees begging for help in your life. This is an obvious issue that people don't pay attention to because they're so caught up in their delusional belief, it's non-existent. But this is obvious, very obvious. Now, before you religious people go off, you literally have different versions of Jesus. You have a literal cluttered amount of information going around in your system. First, we started off with, multiple different things. Christians, they never think outside the box, or GBBRs. They never, ever think outside the box. You know what they say? Don't question God. That is not thinking outside the box. When you don't question something, you are not thinking outside the box. Let me guess, it doesn't work that way? Oh, you're misinterpreting everything. I'm taking it out of context. I heard it all before. I was literally raised by Christians. They're fucking narcissists. They hang around drug dealers. They're abusive. They're narcissistic. They justify their wrongs with the Bible all the time. They sit around being lazy and they don't work for what the fuck they want. This is the GBBR. This is the Christianic community. They don't have nothing going on. All they care about is wasting their life, promoting their narcissistic belief system. You know what the fear of a Christian is? The fear of a believer, or a GBBR, a God-believing Bible reader. The fear of those people is going to hell and not making it to heaven. You want to know what my fear is? My fear, my worst fucking fear, is being a Christian, a religious person, and spending and wasting my time promoting this belief in my entire life. My worst fear is wasting my entire life thinking that God is real and serving this religion all of my entire life, only to die and realize all of it was made up and I did all of it for nothing and I wasted my entire fucking life being a part of a religion that told me about something that was never real in the first place, only to die and realize it was fake and I could have been more. That's my worst fear. Not going to hell, but spending my time wisely in this world and going after my purpose. Not following someone else's belief system because they told me to follow it. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? This is the problem with believers. This is the problem with religion. This is the problem with the Bible. This is the problem with God. This is the problem with Christians. You literally started with white Jesus. Now, as soon as I'm an adult, we talking about black Jesus. And now we saying, oh, Jesus was Jew. Oh, and now I'm trying to hear, oh, Jesus was Muslim. Which one is it? It's the same old shit. Jesus is fictional. It works the same way comics do. There's multiple different versions of Superman. There's multiple different versions of Batman. There's multiple different versions of Spider-Man. There's a comparison, a big comparison here. There's multiple different stories about Spider-Man. There's multiple different stories about Jesus. There's multiple different stories about Superman. There's multiple different stories about Jesus. But everybody views Spider-Man, Superman, and Batman as fiction. Why is it different with Jesus? Because there is a huge comparison with these two. Not to mention, there's multiple different versions of the Bible and multiple different versions of comics. It's literally the same thing. One is just taken it seriously and used as a way of life. Now, personally, I don't mind people using that as a way of life. I don't mind that because, I get inspired by certain comic book characters. Like I said in that other video, Master Oogway has some good quotes. Fictional character has some good quotes. So yeah, if people are inspired by fictional stories or books that has a character that has a journey that they go on that you get inspired by and you want to be like that character or live your life based on that character, I'm cool with that. But trying to force this belief system and starting riots, people have started riots over this shit. People have committed crimes over this shit. People have literally set fires over this shit. Christians and believers are terrorists. They literally want the end of the world. They want to see the world burn. They are terrorists. At heart, they are terrorists. They don't want peace. They want to invade your peace with their personal belief. They don't want peace. They want to invade your peace by creating problems that don't exist so you can follow their way of life. Do you know what happened to that guy who visited Sentinel Island? He tried to teach him about Jesus, got fucking killed. The people on that island, they were born doing their own thing. You try to teach them about Jesus. If you want to teach somebody about Jesus, go to that island. Bro, they don't get it. Religious people, especially Christians, do not get it. They don't think outside the box because they tell you not to question it. They always, their information is cluttered. And let's start with the notes I've taken on Christians. These are my personal interactions with believers that I've taken notes on. Number one, I've asked this person, if you are sent to prison and your kids have to pay life in prison because the judge kills his son to set you free, would that make a good judicial system? The Christian's response was, I think that would be an amazing judge because he did it for me. I was like, are you serious? Number two, I asked this Christian, if God tells you to unalive kids, would you do it? The Christian's response, if it's him, then yes. His excuse was, it's his creation. He could do whatever he wants. What do you expect from a jealous God? Why are you thinking about that? The children of Israel is the people of Israel, not children. Fucking ridiculous. These are real Christian responses. I did not pull this out of my ass. And if I did, it would be pretty difficult to come up with these multiple different responses. I'm on number three. Question for a Christian. Do you think lying is a reasonable standard when it comes to saving someone's life? His response was no. Unbelievable. Another Christian said this. Hey, did you know the sky is green? Dumb stuff. They say all of this stuff. Crap. It's cluttered. Misinformation. They say multiple different things. 5. They say science is a religion. Number 6. Science is nature and nature is God, but acting in nature is bad? What? Christians say science is nature and nature is God, but they always say acting in nature is bad. Does that make sense? Number 7. I was talking to this pastor and he said he used his experience to say he cured meth addictions instantly. But he also said you'll never find proof that it can be done on the internet. Okay, so you cured a meth addiction instantly, but I'm not going to find proof on the internet? You're lying. Capping. You're lying. Christians are liars. They just want to promote their belief. They're delusional. So, number 8. We asked him, do you believe a stick can turn into a snake? He said yes, spiritually. Wow. Delusional. Number 9. They said the devil knows the Bible better than any Christian. This was interesting. How could the devil know the Bible better than any Christian? And if the devil was real, I would actually believe that, because Christians cherry pick the shit out of the Bible. They don't tell you everything. They cherry pick that shit. There are some major disturbing things in the Bible that they don't teach in the church because it's so disturbing. It's unbelievable. And a lot of people try to justify it, but even when they explain it, that's not the problem. Even if it's explained, the problem is that it's in the Bible in the first place. So we're on number 10 on my notes that I've taken literally from Christian experiences on the internet and in person. Number 10, if being a slave for faith is working for me, then so be it. This person literally says, I want to be a slave for faith. Look at what Christianity and religion does to people. It corrupts their mind. It corrupts them to think this BS is working for their life. This is crazy. I was speaking to a guy about his relationship, and he was explaining his belief system with God. This is number 11. He said that my wife is my property. I don't even have to love my wife because she's my property. Are you serious? I took note on that. When he said it, I just took note. He said his wife is his property and he doesn't even have to love her. That is crazy. So, number 12. If I got a slave, I gotta love my slave too. Seriously? This is coming from the words of a GBBR, a God-believing Bible reader, because this is the thing. Christians have changed over the years. They don't call themselves Christians anymore. They say, hey, I'm not Christian. I just read the Bible, They changed their story. They're changing the story because we're catching on to the bullshit that they've been spreading for these past decades. So they're switching up. Oh, it's a relationship. Oh, it's this. Oh, it's that. They're switching up the fucking story. They're changing it. It's obvious, but we don't pay attention to it. All right. Number 13. Slavery isn't bad. Coming from the words of a Christian. Number 13. They literally said slavery isn't bad. This is in my notes. I am looking at my notes right now. on what I've taken from literal Christians or GBBRs. 14, slavery is not the problem. So slavery is not bad and slavery is not the problem. Okay, explain that. I cannot make this shit up. Look at how many different vivid answers that I have and notes that I have from these Christians. We're on number 15. People were there at the beginning of the universe and they recorded it. Okay, where's the footage? Where's the recording? Doesn't make no fucking sense. Number 16. I don't care if it supports slavery. It's my religion. I'm black too. Do you know how many people out here complain about slavery and racism and all that crap? These are literally coming from black people themselves. So this is what I mean about society being hypocritical. This is coming from a black person saying, I don't care if it supports slavery, it's my religion, and I'm black. Ignorant. Religion is the most corrupted fucking way of life ever. This is why I hate it. We're going on to number 17. The flood was not water. It was information going in and out of the earth. What? So if the flood wasn't water, what about the animals in the boat? What does this mean, bro? It's bullshit. The information of Christianity is cluttered, it's mixed up, it doesn't make sense. It's not consistent. Everybody tells a different story. Why are they worth listening to? They're not. It's all bullshit. You go into a court of law and you give the judge 5 different stories, you're fucked, bro. This shit is just bullshit. Complete bullshit. When you step into a court of law, you better have a solid story and you better repeat that same story over and over and over again to have a solid case, a solid defense, or a solid offense in that courtroom. But if you're mixing up the information, that judge is going to look at you like you're definitely bullshitting, bro. Okay, I'm making this sentence. This motherfucker's lying. He's going away. Same thing with Christians. Their information is cluttered. It's a mix of different things. Every number of these are different people, different bullshit stories, different crazy sayings from different people. We're on 18. Atheism is the purest form of white privilege. I don't know what the fuck that means. I don't know what the fuck that means. Seriously, that is the craziest thing I've ever heard, bro. The dumbest thing ever, bro. We're on number 19. If God knows what you're going to do, why would he judge you? I was judged from birth. That's not logical. Okay, so this is something that I have to say. This is something that I had to say on number 19. If God knows exactly what you're going to do, why would he judge you? I was judged from birth. That's not logical. That's why I become more of an atheist, because I read. Yeah. I think this is when I heard a conversation. This is when I was listening to a conversation between an atheist and a Christian. I'm sorry, guys. On 19. This guy was talking to a Christian and I was listening to the conversation. I didn't join in on the conversation, but this is what the atheist said to the Christian. I misread that because I forgot about this. So I'm gonna read it again. And this is what the guy said to the Christian. He said, if God knows exactly what you're gonna do, why would he judge you? I was judged from birth. That's not logical. That's why I became more of an atheist, because I read. This is the Christian's response. The Christian said to him, I think that's your problem, is that you're reading and you're not living. You should stop reading and live. Hold on for a second. This Christian literally said to this man, your problem is that you're reading and not living. Do you know what Christians and believers tell you to do all the fucking time? They tell you to read the Bible. This is the words of a Christian telling an atheist that reading is your fucking problem. But the literal thing that Christians tell people to do every fucking day is read the Bible. This made me go crazy. I was listening to the conversation. I said nothing. I was being a little, I was undercover with that one. I was just honing into the conversation, taking notes. I'm studying these Christians, bro. Imagine a Christian telling an atheist, your problem is you're reading and not living. It's really the other way around. That's the problem. It's literally the other way around. This Christian literally told an atheist that your problem is that you're reading. But the main thing that Christians and religious people tell you to do is read the Bible. Are you fucking kidding me? I'm sorry, guys. This is just driving me crazy. I fucking hate these people. Such fucking hypocrites. So inconsistent. They don't think outside the box. They don't think outside the box. Don't make sense. I'm moving on to number 20. So I have a source for this. And these people were being aggressive in the streets of the city that banned police. This is a video. You can search it up. I think a lot of people saw it. It's called I Investigated the City That Banned Police. And the part of the video was on 3610. So what they said was, the Most High God does not love everybody. God is all in support of war. God is not about peace. He is pro-war. God created Caucasians, Chinese, Japanese, Arabs, and Jews to be destroyed. What the fuck is going on here? God created Caucasians, Chinese, Japanese, Arabs, and Jews to be destroyed. That is literally what these men said on this video. It's called I Investigated the City That Banned Police. This is the video right here. This is the video right here. I'm going to put the link in the description. You can watch it. This is what these men said on part 36-10. You can search it up. Number 21. This is also proof that they are changing and adapting and making different versions of the Bible and the religion. Pope Francis recently decides to bless same-sex couples, something that true believers heavily stand against. I have a source for that, and I'm also going to put the link in the description. Anyways, we're going to conclude this video. If this video is not enough to convince you that a believer is not worth listening to, you need help. You need serious help, bro. This is obvious information, bro. This is obvious. These are obvious problems, bro. God is a fucking concept of man. Where did the word God come from? Where did words come from? Where did the word God come from? It came from words. What type of fucking language did we speak 1,000,000 years ago? What type of language did humans speak millions of years ago? Imagine how humans were talking in the Stone Age. They were talking like that. Over time, we've evolved. And eventually we came across making letters, sounds like this, words. We've evolved. God is a word that came from man. Man created the concept. What do we do when we're bored? God, it will never know what truly created us. That's the truth about it, bro. We'll never know because we're not the creator. We're not dead. You cannot tell anybody what happens after you die because when you die, you're dead. Nobody will never know what happens after death, and nobody will know what really created the universe. You know what I believe? I believe that some questions cannot be answered and we have to move on from it. Live life, bro. People use God to cope with the fact that they're going to die. And they use God as a way to scare people into the consequences of their sins after death. That's all it is. That's all it is. I stand on that for life, bro. And the people that have used their supernatural experiences to say, "Oh, I saw heaven and hell," they're fucking capping. You know why? Because I have epilepsy. Somebody who has epilepsy, I've had multiple seizures. You would think that someone like me would come out and say, "I've seen heaven, I've seen hell." This shit is not a joke. I'm not going to sit here and joke about my condition and use it as a way to promote other people's beliefs. I literally don't see anything when I have a seizure. It's like sleeping. And then the only thing I experience is the after effects. It's like going to sleep and waking up with a fucking big ass headache, bruh. This shit is not funny. People who tell you they've seen heaven and hell, they're promoting their belief with fear mongering. You understand this? This is not a fucking joke, bro. This is not a game. This is disgusting. I fucking hate religion. I hate it with the bottom of my heart. Growing up with Christian parents, I'm so grateful that I did not follow in their footsteps. I've never been grateful. I've never been more grateful to not listen to my parents because my parents failed themselves. My mom is not in a good position right now. My father died last year. Unsuccessful people. They went nowhere in life. And that's where their belief system took them, into the grave as a failure. I want to create a new legacy, a better legacy than my parents ever did. It's disgusting. I hate religion. This is why I hate Christianity. And I've given you a valid reason why, a reasonable explanation of why I hate it. I've given you a reasonable explanation. If you don't understand now, if you don't understand after this, you're being ignorant. Because one thing I know about Christians is they don't listen. They don't listen. They only listen to themselves talk. They're delusional. They can be right. That's what I studied about Christians. One thing I've studied about believers is that they can only be right. Nobody else can say anything, regardless. If you explain to them a valid explanation, there's always a but this, but that, hold on this, hold on that. There's always a fucking deflection against your valid argument. It's a forever argument with Christians. Fucking narcissists, bro. I'm sorry. Anyways, that's it. I'm putting that link in the description for this video. I investigated the city that banned police. Feel free to watch it. But I just wanted to explain to you, this is why you should never listen to a believer. This is why you should not be a believer, because believers are toxic, they're narcissists, and they always want to force their belief systems down your throat. And if you think that I'm trying to force my belief system down your throat, I don't have a belief system. I live life the way I fucking want to. And I encourage you to live life the way you fucking want to. Because you don't need anybody to tell you shit. But here's the thing. Christians have forced their belief systems down our throat for so long, Somebody needs to tell these motherfuckers that I fucking am going to do what the fuck I want to. And you're not going to tell me shit. I'm not going to follow your belief system. I have absolutely zero respect for it. And you're going to shut the fuck up and leave me the fuck alone, religious person. Now, unlike religious people, I can be friends with a religious person and not judge them, but it's not the other way around. A religious person is going to be friends with me and judge me because I don't have their belief. They're discriminated. They're discriminatory. They discriminate against you. That's why I hate religious people. That's why I hate religion. Fundamentally, it divides people. I want to talk more about this, but y'all have a good day. Like, comment, and subscribe.